सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतम्। मया दृष्टं यत् मया यत् पूर्वं प्रदर्शितमासीत् एतस्य दर्शिनी प्रदर्शनमपि तत्र पुंसि एवं को निकुम्बमित्रः इति किमपि कृत्वा लिखितमासीत् तद् न शक्यते। अत्र मित्रं नपुंसके निकुम्बस्य मित्रम् इति यदि षष्ठी तत्पुरुषसमासं कुर्मः निकुम्बमित्रम् इत्येव भवति। मित्रः इति साक्षात् न कर्तुं शक्नुमः तत्र तथा लिङ्गपरिवर्तनं केवल बहुव्रीहिसमासे अपरपदम् आधारीकृत्य क्रियते। षष्ठीतत्पुरुषे तथा किमपि नास्ति। तर्हि निकुम्बमित्रम् इत्येव स्वीकृत्य पुनः द्वितीयायां निकुम्बमित्रम् इति रूपं साधयितुं शक्नुमः। तद् वक्तव्यमासीत्। अपि च अत्र निकुम्बस्य विषये किमपि लिखितमस्ति मया, तद् न दृष्टं, मया न पठितं। कुम्भकर्णपुत्रः इति, परन्तु कुम्भकर्णः एषः रावणस्य भ्राता कुम्भकर्णः इति न, कोऽपि अन्यः समान नाम अस्ति एतस्यापि। शिवगणे शिवानुचरः किङ्करः, तस्य पुत्रः निकुम्बः। निकुम्बस्य मित्रमस्ति अस्माकं कुम्भोदरः। एवम्। अस्तु, अग्रे गमिष्यामः। श्रूयते किल?
आं महोदय, श्रूयते।
महोदय।
अस्तु अस्तु
आं महोदय।
अस्तु वर्य, धन्यवादः। इदानीं संस्कृतसाहित्यपरिचयः इत्यस्मिन् भागं पठामः। अहमेव झटिति पठामि। तत्र चम्पूग्रन्थाः अस्माभिः पठितं यत् गद्यं पद्यं चम्पूः इति रूपत्रयम्। पद्यम् इत्यत्र छन्दोबद्धलेखनम्, अर्थात् मीटर्, दि वर्स् फार्म् आफ् रैटिङ्ग् वित् मीटर्, छन्दोबद्धलेखनमस्ति पद्यं। गद्यम् इत्यत्र छन्दसः बन्धनं न भवति। एवमेव वाक्यरीत्या यथा अत्र वर्णनमस्ति तथा लिखितुं शक्यते, परन्तु गहनं स्यात्। एवं सरलसंस्कृते एवं न भवति, किञ्चित् गहनं भवति। वेटी वे आफ् कम्पोसिङ्ग् इन् ए काम्पाक्ट् वे, तत्तु गद्यम् इति। अत्र गद्यपद्यमयी चम्पूः इति, गद्यमपि भवति पद्यमपि भवति चम्पूः इति। पश्यतु, अत्र पञ्चतन्त्रं यदस्ति तदपि गद्यपद्यमयं। प्रायः तस्य चम्पूः इति सूचना न भवति। कथासाहित्ये तस्य गणना भवति। एवं काव्येषु पञ्चतन्त्रस्य गणना प्रायः न भवति, परन्तु कर्तुं शक्नुमः। तथा किमर्थं न? पञ्चतन्त्रमपि चम्पूः इति वक्तुं शक्नुमः। किमर्थम् इत्युक्ते तत्रापि गद्यवाक्यानि मध्ये मध्ये सन्ति, मध्ये मध्ये श्लोकानि अपि सन्ति। अस्तु, चम्पूग्रन्थाः दृश्यं श्रव्यं चेति, दृश्यं श्रव्यं चेति काव्यं द्विधा विभक्तम्. So first primary division is drishyam and shravyam, that which is to be shown, that which is to be heard or Please calling me student, I can't pay attention. Okay, drishyam shravyam cheti kavyam dvidha vibhaktam. So drishyam is that which is to be seen and shravyam is that which is to be heard. Seen means they were played on a rangamancha or something like that. Shravyam can be read or heard, both senses there. Okay, depending on whether it is maukika or pustaka based. Tatra shravyakavyeshu anyatamam asti champu kavyam. So champu also belongs to this shravya kavya. That means it has to be read or heard, being recited or told by someone. So that is one variety. Anyatamam here doesn't necessarily mean the better one or something. Another variant, that sense here. Champu kavya. Gadya padya sammishraha काव्य प्रकारः चम्पूः इति उच्यते. तो गद्य पद्य सम्मिश्रः चम्पूः. चम्पूः इति स्त्रीलिङ्गपदम्. अत्र पश्यतु, चम्पू स्त्रीलिङ्गपदम्. Gadyapadiamayi kachit champurityabhidiyate kavya prakashe. There are Samskrita Sahitya is one great thing about Samskrita Sahitya is just as there are beautiful kritis like Kalidasa's Raghuvamsha, etc., or Vishnu Sharma's Panchatantra, etc., there are lots of technical writings done by good kavis themselves. In their own right, they were great kavis, but they decided that let me focus on the art of Sahitya itself. So they wrote Lakshana Kathana Granthas. I mean, what constitutes this type of Rupakam, what constitutes a Vithi Natakam, etc. Like this, they wanted to show the classification, and their idea was that if this kind of clear classification is explained, then it becomes easier for the future authors to try and belong to one category and so stand apart, right? So some people are interested in thick, huge novels. Some people are interested in one-act stories, short stories, like that. Categories were created, and then using examples, how the beauty of the subject matter should be dealt with in each by examples were demonstrated. Like you cannot write short story in the same way that you write a big novel. So you have to be attractive enough, but be quick in your storytelling and leave more suspense. As you know, short stories have to leave a lot of suspense. Okay. Anyway, so that's those kind of writings are also available to us, luckily. So maybe these were the books they created to teach their own students, and they are available to us for us also to learn. That may be also. Anyway, so Gadyapadiamayi kachit champuhu. See, mayi ityatra strilingatvam suchyate. Champuhu iti abhidiyate is known so, it is called so. Iti. Prachine kale api champu grantaha asanneva. Even in the olden times there were champu grantas. Yataha अन्येषु ग्रंथेषु तेषाम उल्लेखः दृश्यते. Basically, why this sentence is what we know today as Champu Granthas are more Arvachina in the last couple of millennia. More technically more modern. But it seems like there are references in other old Granthas about certain great Champus that we don't have the source text anymore. So it seems like there actually was a style that was prevalent very long ago. यथा अन्येषु ग्रन्थेषु तेषाम् उल्लेखः दृश्यते किन्तु इदानीम् उपलभ्यमानेषु चम्पूग्रन्थेषु अमांग्स् वाट् इस् अवैलबल् ओके प्रथमा नाम नलचम्पूः नलचम्पू इस् द फस्ट् आफ् दिस् ओके एषः ग्रन्थः दशमे शतके स्थितेन त्रिविक्रमभट्टेन रचितः त्रिविक्रमभट्टः नलचम्पूः ओके सो दशमे शतके ओन्ली 1 millennia ago ओके गद्यपद्य सम्मिश्र रचना ब्राह्मण ग्रंथेषु एव दृश्यते व्हाट आर ब्राह्मण ग्रंथास इन द वैदिक टेक्स्ट्स ओके there is a for example if you take Rigveda or something like that in the Rigvedic text there will be Samhita portion and Brahmana portion and Upanishad portion like that okay this Brahmana portion is about carrying out the yajna yaga vidhi like how to conduct the fire rituals etc is there whereas the Sahitya Samhita portion has the Stuti Grantha, Stuti verses, Stuti Kathanam, all those verses and also other types of verses as part of that, which has to be recited in a proper meter. They will be in one of the Vedic meters like Gayatri, etc. Okay, so that's what. So you will see even Brahmana Granthas because they are explaining a process and having some inbuilt verses there embedded within the Brahmana Grantha. Okay, so this don't mistake this Brahmana Grantha to mean something about Jati Brahmana. Though that is not the thing here. Okay, not the Varna. This is actually the book itself is called Brahmana Grantha. Okay, because the yajna was supposed to be a Brahma yajna or something like that. Okay, Gadya Padya Sammishra Rachana Brahmana Granteshu eva drishyate. ऐतरेय ब्राह्मणस्य Harishchandropakyanam etasya pramukam udaharanam. So in Aitareya Brahmana text, you find Harishchandropakyana, which is like a Champu section, you can kind of understand within that Brahmana Grantha. And Upanishad Granteshu api Mishra Rachanaha Drishyante eva. Even in Upanishads, you see sentences and verses embedded. Mostly you will see verse form, but there are Gadya Padya Mishrita also. Mahabharate, Vishnu Purane, Bhagavate cha Viralataya Mishra Rachanaha Drishyante. Mahabharata is largely Padya, but there are instances of Gadya. But you cannot, for that reason, call it a Champu Kavya. It's a very weak argument. Okay, maybe Vishnu Purana, Bhagavata. So far, the sections of Bhagavata that our Guru Varya is reading for us in the ongoing classes, it's all Padyamayam eva. I don't see any Gadya so far.
So, Canto 5 is Gadya, sir.
Thanks, Bhagini. So, see, so one of the sections is in Gadya form. Okay, interesting. But is it Mishrita, Bhagini?
Yes, sir.
In Canto 5, you find both verse and text, huh?
Mostly more like text, long sentences, and then couple of verses are there, shloka.
So, a little bit weak Champu.
Mostly Gadya.
So, the thing is, in Champu, the flow has to be continuously interleaved. Like, you cannot have one chapter which is this way and call the whole Kavya as Champu.
Okay.
That will not fit the bill. Huh? So that's why Nala Champu is counted, because it follows the classic mixture in a beautiful way. Not, like, for example, in Bhagavata, it may be a matter of convenience that section has been put in Gadya, and here and there one or two verses have been sprinkled. So that's why, yeah. So somehow, but we avoid giving Sahitya. Somehow, Sahitya is more like a post-Vedic, post-Puranic attempts at Sanskrit writings. Is the term Sahitya is used somehow. So we don't try to call Ramayana, Mahabharata as we don't bring it under Kalidasa, Bhasa, all those categories somehow. We keep them as very ancient, they stand on themselves. They don't need to be categorized type of territory. Mahabharate, Vishnu Purane, Bhagavate cha Virilataya Mishra Rachanaha Drishyante. Shilalekhashu api Lekheshu, Kshamyatam. Shilalekheshu api Esha Mishra Shaili eva Drishyate. So there are some simple, stone-based announcements of certain events, etc. So some statements will be in Gadya, and there will be one or two verses. Again, you can imagine some actual fact of this king having one certain war or something, and then maybe a Stuti Kavana for him. Oh, he was such a Shura, blah, 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 like that. So you can imagine the Mishra Shaili fits the bill in such cases. Okay. Panchatantram, Hitopadeshaha, Shukasaptatihi, Ityadishu Granteshu api Mishra Shaili eva Pradhanyena Drishyate. So even here they quote Panchatantra and also have Mishra Shaili. Kalidasa Bhasadinam Natakeshu api Mishra Shaili asti eva. But Nataka is a Drishya, not a Shravya. So you can call it Champu Nataka if you want. Okay, but see, whole Natakas won't happen in verse anyway. Natakas will necessarily be conversational, right? So will be sentences with maybe one character splitting into some verse now and then for some Stuti Katana. Definitely that will happen. Okay. So yeah, Kalidasa Basadinam Natakeshu api Mishra Shaili asti eva. Raghuvamsham, what we are seeing is of course not a Drishya Kavya, it is a Shravya Kavya only, it is a Padyamayam. Evam eteshu sarveshu api drishyamana Mishra Shaili eva Champu Rupam Praptavati. So, what essentially Samskrita Bharati is saying is there are these mixed styles seen in all this, all the way from Brahmana Granthas to some simple ones like Panchatantra, Shuka Saptati, etc. So, but that Mishra Shaili became more classical Champu Rupa, starting from Nala Champu, etc., that is available to us, is what they are saying. Okay. केवल गद्यस्य केवल पद्यस्य च अपेक्षया अपि मिश्रशैली एव आकर्षिका इति चिन्तनं चम्पूरचनायाः प्रेरकम् अस्ति. So doing only prose, doing only poetry is less attractive than having a mixture where both good qualities of both can be brought out by the Kavi. It may be the prerana for Champu Kavya. Yatha Sangeeta Sahitam Padyam Akarshakam Yatha cha Draksha Madhunoho Melanam Ruchikaram Tataiva Gadya Padya Sammishranam Api. The same way as music with beautiful verses is attractive. I mean, the Sahitya and the Sangeeta both combine to make a beautiful rendering. And Yathacha Draksha Madhunoho, I mean, honey and grape juice. I haven't tried this combination. Okay, Melanam Ruchikaram, Tathaiva Gadya Padya Sammishranam Api. It's a little bit of utpreksha by the author of this section of Samskrita Bharati's book. Padya Kavye Ekasmin Sarge Ekam Eva Chandaha Upayoktavyam. See this. There are, in Padya Kavya, once you enter into a sarga, you have to stick to one chanda. You cannot keep randomly shifting from Anuštubh to Indravajra like that. For example, you if you go to Bhagavata, you will see completely this rule is not followed. Bhagavata, they'll quickly switch from simple Anuštubh to complex Indravajra or even longer meters like that. But they don't do it randomly. Okay, even there. For example, Suta Uvacha, Suta section will be in Anuštubh. And then from there, next, maybe now he switches into some verses told by one of the characters to other character as part of Bhagavata. There, the portions told by, for example, Parikshit to Kali. Okay, maybe in another meter. That kind of style they use. They don't randomly switch. Same you will see even Bhagavad Gita, mostly Anuštubh, but here and there other meters are thrown in. But you will see contextually they are in a correct places where that chandas helps the verse. Okay, the longer chandas is utilized very well in the mouth of Krishna or whatever. Okay, and one more thing is known also. I want to characteristically state this. One of the traits you see in many kavyas is, whereas the entire sarga will be in one chanda, the last verse or the last couple of verses will switch the chandas. Okay, they switch the meter deliberately for the last verse or the last couple of verses contextually, and usually the last verse or the last couple of verses will be some kind of summarization or connector to the following scene, something like that. It will be something like that. It will be like trying to bring a conclusion to the sarga, create a sarga boundary. Okay, so that style is seen, but that you should not count. That technique of using a meter switching at the last verse as actually mishrana of the chanda. Okay, that is a normal practice. But in the middle somewhere like that is what you should not use. Okay, purvapara sambandhasya yojanartham. Okay, so let me read this first from here again. Padya kavye ekasmin sarge ekameva chandaha upayoktavyam. Okay, so chandaha looks like napumsaka shabda. Upayoktavyam is there. Ekam eva chandaha. Very interesting. Kintu champu kavye tatha niyamaha na bhavati. Yatra kutrapi yatkimapi chandaha upayoktum shakyate. So champu kavya is more free. You can switch. Purva para sambandhasya yojanartham gadyasya upayogah kartum shakyate. You can use the gadya bhaga as a connector from the previous scene to the next scene, etc. Like that, they are saying. Evam saulabhyam champu kavyeshu adhikam. Yah gadye padye cha swasamartyam pradarshayitum ichchati tasmai api champu kavyam uttamam kshetram. So one who wants to display his skill in both areas. अतः एव बहवः कवयः चम्पूग्रन्थान् अधिकतया लिखितवन्तः. I mean, following नलचम्पू. पद्यकाव्येषु अन्तर्विभागस्य सर्गः इति नाम यथा निश्चितं, just as sarga is used in पद्यकाव्य, चम्पूग्रन्थे नास्ति तथा. You cannot use sarga here. कवयः यत् स्वस्मै रोचते तत् नाम निर्दिशन्ति. They choose a name they like for calling each chapter. I mean, basically they use tambakam, uchvasaha, ashvasaha, vilasaha, tarangaha, sargaha. Sargaha is used again by some, you see. Lambakaha, kallolaha, like this. Okay, interesting names. Uchvasaha means exhalation, nothing like that. Ashvasaha means assurance, or maybe something about breath. Vilasaha means residing in some kind of happy state. Okay, tarangaha means a wave. Okay, and sargaha is almost like a kalavadhi. Okay. Then lambakaha, kallolaha. Kallolaha is also means some kind of a whirl in the sea. That thing. Okay, ityadini namani champugrantheshu drishyante. Interesting names they give. Remember a few at least. Okay, maybe important. Okay, so that is one portion of what is about champu. Let us continue reading. Most sargas in Sundarakanda are like that. Okay, I don't know under what context. Viralataya means rare. Yeah, somebody has answered. Okay, thanks.
Sir, I was mentioning that most of Sadrakanda has got Anushtup throughout, and the last sloka would be Indravaja.
Indravaja, in each sub-chapter. Yeah, correct. Kanda is like a grander collection of chapters, yeah. Kanda is like a scene almost in Ramayana. Like, for example, Ayodhya Kanda, all the scenery is in Ayodhya. Like that it moves. Aranya Kanda is in...
I meant Sarga, not Kanda. I said wrongly. Sorry about that. In each Sarga, the last shlokam will be Indravajra. And, yeah.
वर्णनीय विषयम् अवलंब्य चम्पूग्रन्थाः चतुर्धा विभक्तुं शक्याः. See, like I told, some of these kavis, they lost no time in trying to classify things. Sometimes they were very nutty. Like one person will define 10 variants, next person will say, no, I don't accept that. So they were very argumentative. So they would make their own further classification, etc., accept or reject earlier arguments, etc., but mention them. Okay. Varnaniya Vishayam Avalambya Champugrantaha Chaturda Vibhakta. So using the subject matter, Varnaniya Vishayam is the subject matter. They can be classified in 4 ways. Techa Vibhagaha. So Pauranika Katham, Aitihasika Katham va Avalambya Rachitaha, based on Purana and Itihasa. Yatha Nalachampuhu. Nalakatha, Pauranika Katha. So, Varadambika Parinayaha Ityadeyaha. Then, Kalpanika Katham Avalambya Rachitaha. Imaginary stories. Okay? Kavi's own spin. Yatha, like what we call novels in English. Okay? Yatha Vikramasena Champuhu Udaya Sundari Katha Ityadaya. Tirtha Kshetradi Varnanartham Pravruttaha. So sometimes the kavis are using kavya to explain geography or areas. Okay. So that's the, excuse me, sorry. Give me a second, please. Sorry. So Tirtha Kshetradi Varnanartham Pravruttaha. So those who are engaged in explaining Tirtha Kshetra. Tirtha Kshetra, for example, Ayodhya Varnanam, atava maybe Varnana of a particular region, Vangadesha Varnanam, like this. So Tirtha Kshetradi Varnanartham Pravruttaha Yatha Vishwaguna Darsha Champuhu विश्वगुणादर्श चम्पूः यात्रा प्रबन्धः इत्यादयः. Oh, this is it's literally like a travelogue. यात्रा प्रबन्धः, his name itself is like a travelogue. दार्शनिक विचारं प्रधानीकृत्य प्रवृत्ताः. Darshanika means more like darshanas. That means more philosophical, which shows the way. So you can say Vedantic almost. Okay. So Pauranika Aitihasika Sambaddaha, Kalpanika Kata Sambaddaha, Kshetra Varnana Sambaddaha, Darshanika Vicharayuktaha iti vaktum shaknumah. Chaturda. Tattva Gunadarshaha Vidwan Tarangini. Oh, Vidwan Moda Tarangini. Yo. So this write up is to the for the pleasure of the knowledgeable. Some heavy writings are like that now. Not anybody can open one Kalidasa Kavya and make sense of it. So Vidwan Moda Tarangini ityadaya. Samskrita Kshetre etavata पंचाशीत्यधिक-द्विशत चंपूकाव्यानि रचितानि सन्ति. So Samskrita, when you read the numbers, take the first two digits, state it, and then say adhika, and then state the shata. Okay? Or if it is 20, then you can directly jump to Sahasra. There is some argument that you can kind of go dvishata panchashitihi like that, but there's a whole argument going on about it, so we don't go there. So champu kavyani rachitani santi iti sadharam jnayate. Sadharam with proof. Sadharam jnayate. So 285. Kintu teshu prakashitaha ayo chatusaptatihi. Not even 10 per 20%. So chatusaptatihi eva. Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, Bhagavatam, Jaina Puranani, Shaiva Puranani cha Champu Granthanam Moolasrotani. Okay, that's what the Pauranika. So Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata, Jaina Puranani, Shaiva Puranani. This all belongs in the number 1 category. आश्रय दातॄणां राज्ञां चरित्रस्य चित्रणार्थम अपि बहूनि चंपूकाव्यानि रचितानि दृश्यन्ते. So later Champukavyas have been written for the kings and in whose courts these kavis used to operate to explain the valors of the king and the kingdom. Ashraya Datru means one who has given protection and cover for this kavis. Okay. All right, what is this? Okay, we'll see this later. Okay. All right. Champu Granthan Anyadekam Vaishishtyam Nam Granthanam Shamitam. Champu Granthanam Anyadekam Vaishishtyam Nama Dakshina Bharatiyaihi eva ete Grantaha Adhikataya Rachitaha. What is also seen is that the kavis of Champu Granthas of Samskritam seem to be dominantly southern India, southern Indians, Dakshinatya. Atra karanam evam syaditi tarkayanti panditaha. The learned think like this. Champu Granthaha dashama shatakasya anantaram janapriyaha jataha. They became popular after 10th century. Tat samaye Uttara Bharate Yavanadinam Akramanam Visheshatah Drishyate Sma. By then the north was under attack by foreign forces. Ataha Rajakiya Sthirata Samajika Shantihi Ityadeha Tatra Adhikataya Na Asan. There was no political stability or societal stability in the north. Yatra Shantihi Na Bhavati Tatra Grantha Rachanadikam Nyunataya Eva Prachalati. Where there is no peace and prosperity, there is no way we can go into literature. Yada Uttara Bharate etadrishi sthitihi asit, tada Dakshina Bharate shantihi drishyate sma. Somewhat protected. The south actually had some calm regions. Chakravartinaha Samanta Rajaha cha Kavinam Protsahakaha asan. The kings and the emperors, they were actually encouraging this kavya. Like, for example, I know personally myself from my childhood, the Mysore kings, and my father used to explain from his young days, the Mysore kings were great promoters of this kind of thing. That's why there is today even one by name one Samskrit college still in Mysore, which was actually creation of the Mysore kings. But it used to be great institutes in the yesteryears. अतः चम्पूग्रन्थाः अधिकतया दक्षिणभारतीयैः एव रचिताः इति. I mean, because it is more last millennia, that's why dominance of South is seen. Poor chaps in the North were struggling to live. चम्पूग्रन्थेषु नलचम्पूः त्रिविक्रमभट्टरचिता, that is what the first reference we saw earlier only. यशस्तिलकचम्पूः, यशस्तिलकचम्पूः, यशः तिलक, so यशस्तिलक, यशस्तिलकचम्पूः सोमेश्वरसूरिरचिता, सोमेश्वरसूरिः इति तस्य नाम. चम्पूरामायणं, very easy to remember this, right? चम्पूरामायणं भोजदेव विरचिता, remember भोजदेव, okay? Don't confuse with Bhojaraja. Bhojadeva Virachitam. Champu Bharatam Ananta Bhatta Virachitam. Oh, Trivikrama Bhatta, Ananta Bhatta. Okay. Champu Bharatam. So Champu Ramayanam, Bhojadeva Virachitam. Champu Bharatam, Ananta Bhatta Virachitam. So basically these guys also attempted to write a shorter summary of the Ramayana and Mahabharata etc. in their own style using Champu style. नीलकंठ विजय चंपूः नीलकंठ दीक्षित विरचिता. This must be 14th 15th century. विश्वगुणादर्श चंपूः वेंकटाध्वरी रचिता. It's very clearly south name, Venkata. So Venkataध्वरी रचिता विश्वगुणादर्श चंपूः. Then Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu Tirumalambaya Rachita. So the Tirumalamba we had studied earlier, her work is actually a Champu Kavya. Ityadaya Prasiddhaha Santi. So I was curious as usual about Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu. Fortunately, it is available in scanned form, maybe from archive.org or somewhere, I don't know. That means somebody did publish this in print, maybe in the past century ago. So that is available to us. So I was just thinking, okay, let me extract and see how it is. Over hyphenation has been done by the editor. This is not liked by those who don't need it. But anyway, let us just look at it. See, there is some statement, longish statement, and then some varnana with the kavya. And vyakhyana is included maybe in the champu itself. And then again some text like this. I think this one I should read apart. This is the Moola. So this is a better edition. Okay, with some Chandra Varnana. Chandra Varnana may be something that is there in English later. Leave it. So this one. Asti kalu samasta jagadananda moola kandalam indivara kula tapahpalam indira ramana hrudantara sattva parinatihi. Do you see? Even though it is Gadya text, do you see certain flow? Shankara Kirita Shringataka Pranganopalalia Shaishavaha. You can see some musical flow even as part of the Gadya. Like this it goes. And then there is one specific Padya also. Very high quality work by Tirumalamba. It will take students like us of Kovida level some time to break this one down. See this. Salila Rashi Lahari Lasika Natana Vilasaramba Gumpita Kusumanjali Samanjasa Kirana Manjarika. It's finally a Bahuri to some maybe the king that she is exalting. But you see all this stacked behind. Oshadhipatir Nama. Oshadhipatihi. It's about Oshadhipatihi. There is illustrious lord of the herbs. Oh, it's about moon. Okay. Oshadipati is moon. Okay. Who is the root cause, the bliss of the entire universe? He is the fruit of the austerities. So you guys can go back and see how you can break the samasas if you wish. So it takes a certain knowledge level to climb into this. But you see the compactness of that needs so much English. Okay, so that was interesting. So I thought I'll put that there even as we're reading about Champu Kavya. So next section, any questions about Champu? I guess it's what is there. I don't know that I can add more than what is there in the book really. But anyway, yeah. Samskrita Granthakaraha. Champukaraha. So, this Champu Kavya has been introduced. Some Champukaras are also being introduced in the corresponding section about Kavi Parichaya. Okay, or Samskrita Granthakaraha here. Bhojadevaha. So, we just saw Champu Ramayanam. Ananta Bhattaha, Champu Bharatam. Trivikrama Bhattaha, Nala Champu, right? And then like this, Neelakanta Dikshitaha. And then Venkatadvari. These are the 5 characters that they are saying something about. Okay. Anybody who is good with reading skills can read this precisely. I don't want struggle, so I want somebody confident to put their hand up. Okay. Okay. All right. Anantalakshmi, Varya, try reading about Bhojadeva.
भोजदेवः भोजदेवेन चम्पूरामायणं नाम सुप्रसिद्धं चम्पूकाव्यं लिखितम् एषः मालवाधिपतिः
So Malava Desha, you guys may be aware, Malava. So Malavadhipatihi, Vidarbha Deshasya Raja Ityapi Kechana. Continue reading, Bhagini.
विदर्भदेशस्य राजा इति केचन वदन्ति दारानगरं मालवदेशस्य राजधानी ऐतिहासिकप्रमाणैः ज्ञायते यत् भोजदेवः 11 शतके कृष्णशतक 1019-1063 आसीत् इति भोजः स्वयं
Bhagini is not going to attempt to read that in Sanskritam. Okay, no problem, continue.
Take time. भोजः स्वयं कविः आसीत् बहूनां पण्डितानाम् आश्रयदाता अपि आसीत्.
So this Bhoja was a good king. So in fact, there is a name of some kind of Navaratna type of thing. I don't know. That must be another place. Anyway, so good. We had good kings like this, which has given us all this literature. Without them, what we would have been? Just eating. Continue, Bhagini.
शृङ्गारप्रकाशः शब्दानुशासनम् इत्यादयः अपि रचिताः सन्ति.
I think I interrupted you. Sorry. Saraswati Kanthabharanam was what she was reading. Yeah. Okay. So he's not just Champu Ramayana Karta, this Bhojadeva. Okay. Something about sometimes the kings being the authors, I want to also admit to you. The kings were very learned. There is no doubt. Like, for example, the Kerala king Swati Tirunal was a musician par excellence and a composer. But many times, the Kavis, they would actually keep the name of the king in the Kavya rather than themselves. Okay. So, after millennia, you may end up, okay, Bhojadeva is the author, like that. Okay, nothing. So, under his Ashraya, since they wrote, they didn't want to put it, I wrote it. That Bhojadeva was the one who enabled me to write, so he's the author, like that. That kind of gratitude-based representation of the authorship was common. Okay. Later on, during, for example, during Wadayar era and all that, the Kavis used to mention their names, but prominently thank the king for support and all that, without which this would not have been possible. And then even write some Stuti Kavya, even right there to please him, so that he continues to support knowledge world the way he's doing. Okay, so very appreciable. Not in the way that, for example, today some Somebody like Trump wants to also extract such praise, but there the Pandits used to really praise. Okay. Continue, Bhagini.
चम्पूरामायणे बालकाण्डतः युद्धकाण्डपर्यन्ता कथा 5 काण्डेषु निरूपिता अस्ति.
So in Champu Ramayana, we go from Balakanda to Yuddha Kanda. So Ayodhya Kanda and all are a little bit skimped over. I don't know how the flow is. Anyway, leave it. Okay.
रामायणस्य एव कथा अस्ति अस्मिन् ग्रन्थे.
There are so many Ramayanas, guys. Like in Mahabharata, Ramayana is embedded in short forms in couple of places. Ramayana itself has Sankshepa Ramayana embedded within itself. In the first few chapters only, you will find that. As you know, Narada, Valmiki Samvada, like that. So this way, Ramayana is available in many summaries form other than Valmiki's great Ramayana Rachana. Continue, Bhagini.
ललितमनोहरशैली कोमलः पदविन्यासः सुन्दराः अलङ्काराः हृदयहारी भावाविष्करणम् इत्यादीनि एतस्य ग्रन्थस्य वैशिष्ट्यानि.
So this Champu Ramayana has been explained as Lalita Manohara Shaili, pleasing style, Komalaha Padavinyasaha, very delicate usage of words, okay, creation of words. I see this because Sanskrit has word generation capability, you can say that. Sundaraha Alankaraha, beautiful decorations like Shabda Alankara, all those things. Ratha Alankaras like Upama Alankara. Hridayahari Bhavavishkaranam. Bhava Avishkaranam. Okay. So Bhava means kind of feeling, right? So maybe embedding of feeling that steal our hearts, that kind of thing. So all right, continue, finish off Bhagini.
चम्पू रामायणस्य बहूनि व्याख्यानानि उपलभ्यन्ते.
This is another great thing about Samskrita Sahitya. We are also thankful for this because some of the Sahitya are tough actually. If we didn't know the ways of that time, etc., some things may be difficult to understand fully. Rahasya, it looks like what is he trying to say here, like that. But because there were others who also wrote Vyakhyana. Vyakhyana means explanatory treatises. Explanatory treatises. I don't know what else to say in English for that. So commentaries, yeah. So others also wrote commentaries and interpretations in earlier times, not too far from the time of the Kavi. These kavyas become more accessible to us through their mouth. For example, if you did not have a Patanjali's Mahabhashyam, okay, it would have been very difficult to directly understand what Panini is trying to say in his sutras. Okay, after we see Mahabhashya explain how the sutra has to be interpreted and Adhyaharana has to be taken, how it becomes an expanded line, and then using examples, he shows why Panini says this, why he doesn't, why he excludes those, why he includes this, like this. He shows all the angles. Then it becomes easy. So now, because of the great works of these Vyakyakaras, today we can go back to Panini's statements and appreciate their compactness. Because after reading and getting the understanding of the sutras through other Vyakyas, the sutra itself is sufficient. It's like the most compressed form of knowledge of the whole thing it tries to say in your mind. Stosh, chunas, chuhu is enough. Now I don't need to struggle with remembering which column, which row, what happens under what condition. Because I know the rules. Stoho, Shashti. So Shashti means Thani, Stu Akshara, Sakara, Tavargaha. Like this, I immediately, in my brain, the explosion happens because that has been explained how to break it up by others. So now I can use that knowledge and understand it again quickly without needing all the other Vyakhyana again and again. This parampara is something is very highly appreciated and we are thankful, this Vyakhyana parampara. So, there used to be third or fourth level critics. Like, for example, if Patanjali wrote something, that didn't mean somebody else cannot write again. can write his further corrigendum to Patanjali's statements, etc. It's completely, then if it is good enough and he actually found great errors, then his grantha will become the fourth important grantha in the Vyakarana lineage. Like that it will go. Okay. Let me invite Veena Kamatvarya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ananta Bhatta is your friend.
अनन्तभट्टः एषः चम्पूभारतम् इति ग्रन्थं रचितवान्। ग्रन्थस्य नाम एव कथयति यत् एषः ग्रन्थः महाभारतस्य कथायाः आधारेण रचितः इति। अत्र 12 स्तबकानि सन्ति। अनन्तभट्टस्य देशकालादिविषये अधिकं विवरणं न लभ्यते। षोडशशतकस्य आदिभागे एषः आसीत् इति पंडितैः ऊह्यते। चम्पूभारतस्य शैली किञ्चित् प्रौढा। ये व्युत्पत्तिम् इच्छन्ति ते यथा चम्पूरामायणं तथैव चम्पूभारतम् अपि पठन्ति।
Okay, see, the both Champu Bharata and Champu Ramayana, they are like tough nuts to crack, is being told. Like those who love this word generation ability of Sanskrit, okay, and those who want to climb that tree, okay, rather than using Rudi Shabdas. Those kind of guys with inquisitive Vyakarana grasp, they will love these granthas, is what is being told. Okay.
किन्तु चम्पूरामायणे यावत् माधुर्यं दृश्यते तावत् माधुर्यं चम्पूभारते न दृश्यते.
So Champu Ramayana is a superior one because it doesn't have that madhurya. Madhurya means that sweetness.
विचित्रकल्पनायां शब्दचमत्कारे च कवेः विशेषासक्तिः.
Okay, he gets distracted by his own interest in imaginary explanations and imaginary, word birthing and things like that. And Shabda Chamatkara, taka tika, like that. In that he gets lost a little bit, is what is being told. Yeah.
आरम्भस्तबकेषु काव्यगुणाः अधिकतया दृश्यन्ते। अन्येषु कथासंग्रहस्य एव प्राधान्यं दृश्यते.
So it looks like he began with a big bang and ended with a whimper. So clearly told here, right? In the beginning chapters, it seems to be extreme effort has been put and bring a lot of kavyatva, but later on just it progresses the story and tries to conclude. See, this is what happens if he doesn't have a stable life with support continuously, encouragement continuously. Sometimes, people are driven, okay, let me somehow complete and move on because I don't see any other way. I have poured my entire life into it and I can't go on because suddenly some Rajashraya is not there, or his family breaks down, he loses his wife. Many things like that. You will see that this actually sometimes the Kavi's Kavya only speaks about his life. Poor chap. Continue, Bhagini.
भारतस्य अपि बहूनि व्याख्यानानि उपलभ्यन्ते.
So very interesting. This one, the first time I am seeing an explanation by Samskrita Bharati, which is, not another lame, same explanation. Something new is here. It's much appreciated. Lame, same means, na janimaha, kada asit, na janimaha, kasmin pradesha asit, na janimaha. Evam janimaha yat Samskrite likitam asti. Like that it will be reading. But now something different is there. I am appreciating this. Thanks, Bhagini, for reading it. Sundaresh Varya, please read the Trivikrama Bhattaha.
Trivikrama Bhattaha. Trivikrama Bhattena Laku Champuhu
Nala Champuhu.
Nala Champuhu Madalasa Champuhu
Madalasa Champuhu.
Sorry. Madalasa Champuhu cha Ligite.
Ligite is in Trivachana here. Okay.
एतस्य अपरं नाम सिंहादित्यः इति.
So Trivikrama Bhatta is also known as Simhaditya.
राष्ट्रकूट राज्यस्य तृतीय इन्द्रस्य आस्थानकविः आसीत् एषः.
Oh, these Rashtrakutas were great kings. Okay. So in that kingdom, of the third Indra, the king by the name Indra the Three, or third Indra. So he was the Asthana Kavi. Okay, very clear detail is available. Very nice. Rashtrakutas have left some great temple architectures for us. Dashama?
दशमशतकस्य पूर्वार्धे एषः आसीत्.
So it's much more clear actually. That means he was in 900 to 950 that time.
उपलब्धेषु चम्पूग्रन्थेषु नलचम्पुः एव आदिमः.
So this one is the first of the lineage of Champus, is what is being told here. Yeah.
महाभारतस्य वनपर्वणि स्थिता नलदमयन्ती कथा एव एतस्य ग्रन्थस्य कथावस्तु.
So a sub upakhyana within Mahabharata in Vanaparva, which is Naladamayanti Katha, that is the same story base that this Kavi picks up, Trivikrama Bhatta picks up and writes Nalachampu. Obviously, Vyasa in his Mahabharata would have a limited upakhyana. It may not be so descriptive or colorful. So now Kavi, what he will do, Trivikrama Bhatta will use his imagination to expand the story. That kind of freedom is there. As long as he keeps to the original thematic summary of the story, the rest can be his, extraction above what is there. Continue, sir.
किन्तु स्वयंवर पर्यन्तकथा नास्ति अत्र.
He still is not able to go up to Swayamvara Katha par portion. Means he falls short.
अतः कथाभागः अपूर्णः इव दृश्यते.
Oh, it looks as if this work has been cut short. Maybe his demise, whatever.
त्रिविक्रमः प्रौढकविः.
Praudha is in the sense of not a simple author. He is a tough Kavi. That means he uses higher linguistic skills. Yes.
अतः नलचम्पू ग्रन्थे प्रौढशाली दृश्यते. शैली दृश्यते. क्रियापदानां विविधानि रूपाणि कविः विशेषतः प्रयुङ्क्ते.
So well read, sir. Thank you. So one of the specialities is another grammarian's delight. He revels in using kriyapadas in various forms. So that means he's playing with kriyapadas, etc. So even as he is outlaying his story, doing focus on the kavya, he's also having a grammatical layer play with kriyapadas. Interesting. It will be one day interesting to get sections of this and understand how he is playing with the kriyapadas. Yesterday, for example, my daily teacher, when he was teaching us a portion of the Bhagavatam, Parikshit Samvada with Kali, there suddenly one verse stood out like that. A couple of verses next to each other had some 5 different forms of the yuj dhatu. Okay, in just those 2 lines. So like this they play.
Mahodaya, Likhite is what form actually? Can you give the other form?
Likitam, likite, likitani.
Likhitam.
Sorry, likita, likite, likitaha. Strilinga kila champuhu iti. Likita, likite, likitaha.
Kridanta. Kta pratyaya.
Kta strilinge.
Astu.
Oh yeah, I know, because I just mentioned Dvivachana and you must have been wondering what is he telling. Yeah. It sounds like Atmanepadi ending. Pratama Ekavachana and all that. No. Over time, Mahodaya, for me, believe me, the first 5 years of my swimming in Sanskrit world, I couldn't make out a Kriyapada from a Namapada. I could make out some meaning because these words are familiar to us through our mother tongues. But I couldn't tell this is the Kriyapada, this is it. You swim and swim. Suddenly one day, you will float.
Yes, it will.
One day you will float. One day you'll start identifying the Kriya Padas, identifying even the Lakaras. You will start enjoying more.
Yes, correct.
It is not a small pond. Unfortunately,
Yes.
Samskritam is like a giant ocean with all difficulty levels.
Initially, even I was thinking for every Kriya Padam, there was only those forms. Then, when I was introduced to past tense, again, lat, lot, this thing, only that is the end. Then, when I came to Kridantas, even that had 7 vibhaktis and everything. Not sorry, all the vibhaktis.
That is why they are powerful. When you make it a Kridanta, you can take it through all vibhakti forms, and especially if it is not a avyaya. Yeah,
yes.
Correct. Yes.
Sir, this likite is actually saptami ekvachanam also.
Illa sir. No. Likita, likite, likita.
likiteyoko
Nala champuhu likita, madalasa champuhu cha likita. तो नल चंपूः मदालस चंपूः च लिखिते. क्तांत स्त्रीलिंगे द्विवचनम प्रथमा विभक्तो. ओके. लिखिते स्तः. ओके. त्रिविक्रम भट्टेन नल चंपूः मदालस चंपूः च लिखिते स्तः इज द क्रियापद अध्याहरण. The karta is these two champus, and a joint visheshana to them is likite.
Dvivachanam.
It is karmani prayoga, correct. So the karma pada in pratama vibhakti, correct. Okay. So kta karmani. Yeah, kta karmani prayoga. All right. We will move forward. Two more guys are there to read about before we conclude. Okay, and who is ready? We have Anju Variye. Please.
Neelkantha Dikshitah.
One request, Bhagini. I know it's very difficult for you because you come from the Hindi world.
Got
Don't
it.
Neelkantha.
Neelakantha.
Struggle, but do it. Yeah.
Neelakantha Dikshitah. Eshah Neelakantha Vijaya Champuh iti grantham rachitavan asti.
Luckily for us, for exam is very easy. His name is Neelakantha Dikshita. His champu is Neelakantha Vijaya Champu. You have to remember Vijaya, victory only in between.
Eshah Prasiddha Panditasya Appaya Dikshitasya Sahodarah.
Appaya Dikshita was a great Sangeeta. A lot of his kritis are there. Okay.
Etasya pituhu nama Narayana Dikshitah iti. Matuhu nama Bhumi Devi iti. Neelakantha Dikshitah Swagranthe vadati. Aham etam grantham. I'll say
it's okay. It's okay. Read in English.
4738 tame Kalivarshe, Krista Shake 1636 Rachitavan iti. Atah etattu spashtam yat eshah saptadashe shatake asit iti.
So very clear explanation right from Kalivarsha. So we can calculate, because we know how to calculate back to the beginning of Kali Yuga. So like that. Beginning of Kali Yuga was the demise of Krishna.
Eshah Madurai Pandya Rajasya Tirumala Nayakasya Asthana Panditah asit.
Even today, if you go to Madurai, etc., you will find, the traits of these Pandya kingdoms, etc. Of course, the Madurai Meenakshi temple is. Bhagini, what you wanted to say?
The Tirumalnaikar Mahal is there, Mahodaya.
Tirumalnaikar Mahal.
Like Mysore Palace, there is also a palace, Mahodaya.
Correct. Beautiful palace. So some of them are even sub kings of Marathas. I mean, basically Shivaji times. Yeah, this is all Shivaji time, if you see. Yeah.
Eshah Mahakavya Dvayam Ekam Natakam Shataka Dvayam Darshana Granthancha Rachitavan asti.
Lot of work. Mahakavya Dvayam. One only. Okay, and then Natakam Shatakadvayam. Shataka means a collection of 100 verses. Darshana Granthan, what he didn't touch. Okay.
Etasya 32 ग्रन्थाः
Hey, this at
उपलब्धाः.
least you should
Yes.
say, Bhagini.
द्वात्रिंशत् ग्रन्थाः
Dvatrimshat grantaha
उपलभ्यन्ते.
palabhyante. So many of you, have you attended a Dashadina Shibira? Anju?
Yes, I have
Yes,
attended,
once.
Mahodaya.
Yes,
Dashadina
once.
Shibira will help you get to numbers very
Number,
nicely.
yes.
Continue, Bhagini.
एकदिन
समुद्रमथनकथा नीलकण्ठविजये वर्णिता अस्ति. एतस्मिन् ग्रन्थे 5 आश्वासाः सन्ति.
So Ashwasa is the name he has chosen for the partitioning. And Samudra Mathana Katha. So, his name is Nilakanta. So, very appropriately he has chosen where Shiva had a Nilakanta role. You can almost see the influence of his own name in his choice of subject. So, Nilakanta Vijaya is not about his victory. It is about Shiva's victory.
काव्योचित प्रतिभा एतस्य कवेः.
काव्योचित प्रतिभा.
काव्योचित प्रतिभा एतस्य कवेः विडम्बनात्मकचित्रणे एषः निपुणः.
So the brightness needed for writing a kavya, something that can be called as a kavya, to stand alongside the annals of works of history like Kalidasa's, is definitely there in this kavi also, is what is being. And vidambanatmaka chitrane. Vidambana means, did that happen? Should this happen? Can this choice be made? Can that choice be made? Basically, some kind of a suspense is the word I can use in English closest. So he is very good in painting suspenses in his kavya.
मनोहर वर्णनानि एतस्य काव्ये बहुनि. अतः संस्कृतसाहित्ये एतस्य ग्रन्थस्य विशिष्टं स्थानम् अस्ति.
So yeah, okay. So Manohara Varnanani, you can apply to almost anything you have read so far. So yeah, these kind of sentences you can kind of just deploy. You don't need to limit it to Nilakanta Dikshita. If we are reading about it in this book, these sentences apply to all of them. Thanks, Bhagini. I am not going into word by word explanation because it's all very easy Samskritam. You guys can catch it. It will be waste of time to here and there I am pausing to explain 1 or 2 facts. At
But
this
these
point,
explanations are very helpful, Mahodaya, because like Neelakanta, the Samudra Mantana and all, when we remember the exam and they ask in the match the following, this tip will help us, Mahodaya.
No, I'm not going, for example, Shataka Dvayam, so Shatakanam Dvayam, and it is that samasa, this samasa. No, I'm not going into that level. I'm saying that's all. This Dvayam technique.
Mahodaya, Vidambana, does it also mean exaggeration in any other context?
Vidambana generally means some kind of two-way street type of thing. I mean, two-path in front of us type of thing.
Okay.
Doubt, this kind of sense comes to us in Vidambana. Vidambana. Anne is very quick with her dictionary lookup. So let's see what she says. Vidambana. Limitation. Okay. Na veda kaschid bhagavan chikirshati taveva manasya nrinam vidambanam. Disguise, imposture, deception, fraud, vexation, mortification, paining, distressing, disappointing, ridiculousness, mockery. Too many meanings are there. So maybe some kind of disguise may be the sense here. Maybe disguising type of chitrana, like that.
Sure. Okay.
Others are not fitting.
Okay.
Some kind of something hidden type of thing is the explanation.
Mahodaya, can you tell in Sanskrit this 4738? How we have to tell?
So this is, see, take 38 first. Okay. 38 is Ashtatrimshat. Okay. Ashtatrimshat adhika saptashatadika chatussahasram.
Oh, okay.
Ashtatrimshatadika saptasahasradika chatussahasram. Saptashatadika chatussahasram.
Okay. Thank you.
So first take the first two, which we know the full name for. In fact, that name also has 8 and 3. Ashtatrimshat. Okay, almost we are going right to left. Okay, अष्टात्रिंशत् अधिक
सप्ताधिक
सप्तशताधिक चतुस्सहस्रम. So our
चतुस्सहस्रम.
style is everywhere we have to include the 10 power number there. Okay, 10 power number is shata here, 10 power number is sahasra here.
Oh, okay.
Venkatadwarihi. Who wants to read and conclude? Let us.
Shall I read, sir? Shall I?
Bhagini. There are few more hands. So I think Subramanya Kumar has put his hand up from beginning and I have been bypassing it. Let me give him the chance, Bhagini. Huh?
Okay. Thank you. वेङ्कटाध्वरिः प्रसिद्धस्य विश्वगुणादर्शननामकस्य चम्पूग्रन्थस्य रचयिता.
Okay. Varya, which town are you staying in?
I am in Secunderabad.
Oh my God. Street selling happens still there?
Yeah, it's lot here.
Oh my God.
I know there is a
I know. I was immediately taken to my Mysuru hometown of my youth.
Here
Somebody
it is
shouting,
everywhere.
selling something in the street. I can hear it here.
Yes. It often happens here. It is just a short distance from the main road, so it always happens here.
Okay. Good. Okay. So Venkatadwari is the author of Vishwagunadarsha. So this is actually a travelogue, you can clearly see. Okay, that's why the pictures are also of that nature.
हस्तिगिरिचम्पूः लक्ष्मीसहस्रं यादवपाण्डवीयं सुभाषितकौस्तुभः इत्यादयः ग्रन्थाः अपि एतेन रचिताः सन्ति.
Okay, so he is also a prolific author. I think when God gives, he gives in plenty to these people. That's all I can say. We are struggling to read one verse of these people. Now, actually, Sriram Iyer has a good comment here. I think Vidambana means irony, using irony to make a point, possibly. Yes, Varya. Okay. It's worth doing some more. Vidambana, mocking someone, somewhere it is there. The old Dravidian holy man, lot of writing is there. There is enough doubt amongst the various granthas only about the word. So it's okay, we are also confused about it. Okay. Sorry, continue reading, sir.
एषः रघुनाथदीक्षितस्य पुत्रः.
Oh, another Dikshita lineage guy. Raghunatha Dikshita. Must be in the Nilakanta Dikshita line only.
एतस्य माता सीताम्बा. एषः नीलकण्ठदीक्षितस्य समकालीनः.
Very clear.
अतः एषः अपि 17 शतके आसीत् इति निर्णीतम् अस्ति. वेङ्कटाध्वरिः वैष्णवमातानुयायी.
Sri Vaishnava Matanuyayi. Venkata itself is very obvious.
Yes.
Yeah.
विश्वगुणादर्शे स्वतन्त्रकल्पनायाः प्राधान्यम्.
So a lot of self-imagination.
कृशानुः विश्वावसुः इत्येतौ गन्धर्वौ विश्ववैचित्र्याणि एतस्मिन् ग्रन्थे निरूपयतः.
So there are two characters. He uses two characters in his Champukavya, Krishanu and Vishwavasuhu. So these two, as they travel, they are Gandharvas. I mean, they are demigods. I don't know how demigod and all fits into this, but because we have to use English words, I'm using that. Okay. So Vishwa Vaichitriani. So the Vichitra are basically the strange ways of the world. Etasmin grante nirupayatah. I don't know what Krishanu and Vishwavasu would have done if they traveled across the world today. They would have committed suicide quickly, I think.
विमानेन देशपर्यटनं कुर्वन्तौ तौ देशनगरनदी पुण्यस्थलादीनि जनव्यवहाराञ्च वर्णयतः.
So as they fly across, or maybe travel across in some kind of Naravesha, they're explaining this is how we see many times we get a description of the ancient world, the real life of those worlds, of course, in the viewpoint of this Kavi, through these characters outlined to us. So some may be truth, some may be extensions of the truth. That's okay.
एतस्मिन् ग्रन्थे स्तबकादिभागाः न सन्ति.
He didn't bother to cut into chapters.
एकैकः विषयः एकैकविभागायते.
So one subject, one part, like that it goes.
एतस्मिन् ग्रन्थे पद्यभागस्य एव आधिक्यम्.
Okay, it is dominated by verses.
अनुस्यूता कथा अत्र नास्ति चेदपि मनोज्ञा अभिव्यक्तिः चित्तं रञ्जयति.
So there is no underlying great story, Krishanu fell in love, nothing like that. Okay, so it is just a descriptive way of their travelogue. That's it. So it is still great. That's what is being said. Anusyuta katha atra nasti. There is no thread of a story like that. See this Anusyuta. Okay, so thread of a story is how we can immediately translate it to English. Okay.
Mahodaya, I just take half a minute on this Venkatadwari because it's very interesting because my
Please,
guru.
please, Bhagini.
So this is about Krishanu and Vishwavasu. They are going on a vehicle which is going over the cities.
Oh, they are in a Vimana.
On a Vimana and they're seeing all the cities. So we are looking at Kanchipuram right now. So one person will tell about the negatives of that god in that city. Okay. And this is usually Shlesha. The whole thing is about Shlesha. He uses some words to tell the negative things about that god or that city. Then the other one, the same words he'll use to use it positively. Same words.
Oh my God.
Yes,
What kavyatva.
Very beautiful, sir. It is very beautiful. If I can, whatever is there, I will try to send it to whoever you want one-on-one.
Please
You will
post in the group, Bhagini.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. If possible, there are a lot of commentaries. Please go through. I'm a big fan of Venkatadwari. Very beautiful
nice.
things here.
Very nice.
I just want because it's very nice.
You looks like you're right now studying it as a group somewhere, right?
Yes, Mahodaya. Yes, Mahodaya.
Nice.
We are doing with Lakshmana Suri, Champu Ramayana and Venkatadwari.
Is this work done in a private thing or is there a YouTube share of your teacher?
No,
or what is
it is a private one. But
private.
If someone is interested, and if they are really interested and they want to continue, please send a thing one-on-one. I will check with my guru and I can get you in.
Okay, thanks, Bhagini.
We are almost.
You are from where, Usha Power, Bhagini?
I am from Bangalore only, sir.
Bangalore only. Okay, well done.
Yes.
Because you are clearly a Maharashtrian, that I can tell. Very nice.
Yes, sir. Born and brought up in Bangalore, sir. Kannadanu chennag barutte.
Santosha. Okay, so Venkatadwari we have read. So with that we have concluded we concluded this week only this lesson. So let us do these exercises and then call it a day. Put your hands up if you wish to orally participate in answering. Okay. Or you can, don't need to put your hands up. Just unmute and shout. It's okay. It's not too many exercises. So, Rikta sthalam purayata. Purakritam karma dash anugacchati. Kartaram. Kartaram anugacchati. Okay. So, this was the verse. See? Yatha denu sahasreshu vatso vindati mataram. Tatha purakritam karma kartaram anugacchati. Nice. Parivarena saha vartate iti saha purvapada. Saha purvapada bahuvrihi. Okay. Because it is not about parivara or not even about the sahapada. So that's what. So, alright. Champu Bharata Grantasya Rachayita. Easy.
Ananta
Bhatta. Champu Ramayanasya Trivikrama Bhatta. Trivikrama. We read his name 3 times.
Bhojadeva.
Nala Champu who is Trivikrama Bhatta. Very good. Bhojadeva. Good. Students get it right now. Very good. They are ready for exam. So this Champu Bharata Grantasya Ananta Bhatta. So good. Swaptum Icha. Susupsha. See, this is Icha, not Ichuhu, like that. So, Swaptum Ichati would be Sushupsati. Okay. Then Swaptum Ichuhu is Sushuptuhu. And then Swaptum Icha is Sushupsha. Something like that. Shushupsa. Sakara comes. The shakara, sakara twists our mouth. So sushupsa. Tongue twister. Sushupsa. Okay. Swapu plus san plus a pratyaya. Okay. All right. Vigraha vakyani likhitva samasa prabedham nirdishata. Dhanushpanihi Arjunaha.
Dhanuhu Pano
Yasya Saha. What kind of Bahuvrihi? Vyadikarana Bahuvrihi. Very good. Thanks. That is also important, right? Vyadikarana. Half marks is here, half marks is there. So Vyadikarana Bahuvrihi. Dhanuhu Pano Yasya Saha. This fellow. Modern Arjuna. Okay. Vakrapuchaha Shunakaha.
Vakram pucham yasya saha.
Vakram pucham yasya saha. Very good. Vakram pucham yasya saha vakrapuchaha. The participants are napumsaka, but the eventual party is puman, shunakaha. Okay, vakram pucham yasya saha. Samanadikarana here. Okay. All right. Sundara bahuhu devaha.
Sundarau bahau yasya saha
Samanadikarana.
Dvivachana is good actually. Very good by the Bhagini. So Sundarau bahu. Okay, not bahu. Bahu. So bahu. Okay. Guruhu guru. Guravaha. So bahu. Like that. Okay. Sundarau bahu yasya saha. Samanadikarana bahurihi. Okay. Then see here we cannot unfortunately do ekavachana here because there are two hands. So we have to go dvivachana. We have to struggle. So you cannot try ekavachana and get away with it. Bhagna padaha kridapatuhu.
Bhagnaha padaha yasya saha.
Okay, Bhagini broke both the legs of the kridapatu.
Padaha, it has to be padau.
Padau at least. She is imagining a four-legged kridapatu. Okay. Bhagnaha padaha is also okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bhagnaha padaha yasya. Let us break only one leg. Bhagnaha padaha, not break, injure. Okay. Bhagnaha padaha yasya saha. Samanadikarana bahuvrihi. Kalushita hridayaha.
Kalushitam hridayam yasya saha.
Well done. Kalushitam
Sir,
hridayam.
what is Kalushita, sir?
Kalushita means polluted.
Yeah.
Polluted heart is of whomsoever he is a durjana.
Samanadikarana.
Kalushitam hridayam yasya samanadikarana. Smita vadanaha.
Smitam Vadanam.
Smita Vadanam yasya saha.
Not smita vadanam yasya saha. Smitam vadanam. You have to break it. Okay. You have to show the uttara and purva padas. So smitam vadanam yasya saha. Smita vadanaha. Normally applied to Krishna, it can be any number of people. Okay. Smita vadanaha. Lambodaraha. I mean, here Krishna has been used as an example point. Doesn't always mean Krishna it is. Right? Okay. Lambodaraha. Ganapatihi.
Lambam udaram yasya saha. Samanadikarana.
Lambamanam athva lambam udaram. Okay. Lambam udaram yasya saha lambodaraha.
So what is smitam?
Smita means smiling.
Smile.
Okay.
Smaya is the, I think, dhatu or something like that. Or smi, maybe the dhatu. I have to check. Sasharam. Tanuhu.
Sharena Saha.
Sharena saha vartate iti. Don't forget vartate iti. Sharena saha vartate iti. Sashara. Sashara. Danuhu is napumsaka. So sasharam. Interesting. Okay. Sharena sahitam athva sharena saha vartate iti. Two types of vigraha, but you stick to Samskrita Bharati vigraha. Saha purva pada bahuvrihi. Okay. Riktasthanam purayata titirshavaha taritum icchavah. Titirshanti?
Taritum
ichanti.
Very lame question. Okay. All right. If it's so easy in the exam, you guys will pass with no difficulty. Jigrikshavaha grahitum icchavah. Jigrikshanti?
Grahitum ichanti.
Grahitum ichanti.
If they give that, then it is difficult to remember
Use
the
the left
second
side. If
column
they give
is
the right side and ask the left side is a little more tough. Yeah. Okay, we'll take it. I think like what I see in all this is, okay, add more lines to your scrapbook. You need 40, 50 examples, so keep adding. these things. That's all I would say. Jigatsavaha. Jigatsavaha. Attum ichavaha. Jigatsanti.
Tum ichanti.
Tum ichanti. So at means to consume.
Eat.
Okay. So Jigatsavaha means hungry people or something like those desirous of eating. Okay. Jigatsanti means they desire to eat. Okay. Some Kumbhakarna explanation like this fella. Ninishavaha. Netum ichavaha. Ninishanti.
Netum
Netum
ichanti.
ichanti. Very, the exercise is good as an example, not as an exercise. Jignasavaha, gnatum ichavaha, jignasanti.
Gnatum ichanti.
Mahodaya, I have one more word. Jijivisha. How to do the vacuum for that?
Jedum icha.
No, Jijivisha. It is to live. The
Jivan,
desire to live.
Jivan.
Jeevitum ichha.
Jeevitum
icha.
Jeevitum icha, correct.
Okay.
Jeevitum icha.
Thank you.
Jigishati.
Mahodaya blesses you to get all these
Jijivisha.
exam.
Jijivisha. Yeah, interesting word. Yeah. Yeah. What, Bhagini?
No, please wishes that we should get such easy question paper.
My wish is of no consequence.
Your blessings.
Just now we know,
we should
Bhagini.
get question paper like this.
Bhagini, here only the answer is there. Yata denu sahasreshu vatso vindati mataram tata pura kritam karma. If you study well, it will follow you into the exam hall.
Like a vatsa.
Like a vatsa. The knowledge will follow like a vatsa. It is your baby in the exam. My wish will play zero role. Because I have no causal effect on your exam paper, nor will I set it, for example. So don't worry. Okay. All right. So we'll call it a day. So we'll catch up with the new lesson in the next weekend. Thank you.
Dhanyawada.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir.